How's it going, guys? I'm using my phone because this is easy and I've been really busy for planning for Thanksgiving. My cute little plants behind me, they're doing their very, very best. I hope my arm doesn't get tired like this. This is just a quick little video. It's probably not gonna be quick, knowing me, it's probably not gonna be quick at all. I wanted to share songs that I think are bangers, but are either underrated or it's a band that is like less famous. So unless you like are really into alternative music, you might not have come across them. Some of them are like popular in alternative music scenes, but they're not like popular mainstream, and some of them are not as well known in like both circles. So I hope you appreciate these. I'm probably gonna do this because my arm is immediately tired. That didn't take long at all. Okay. That's still good. Okay, I'm a little close, but that's okay. Sorry. I'm not editing this one. This one's gonna be easy peasy. Okay, first one on the list, and I'm including it first because if you click away and don't watch the rest of this video, I want you to at least listen to this song. Please listen to this song. It's an older song. It's from the 90s, I'm pretty sure. And I don't even know how I found it. I just came across it on my music streaming app. It is Deeper by Meg Lee Chin. And I'm gonna write down all of the names of these in the description. This is number 1. So if you're just like, hey, what number was that? Blah, blah, blah. It'll be in there. It's especially helpful. A couple of them are from foreign bands and I don't know how to pronounce the song. So I'm just gonna copy paste from online, like the track listing, because I don't really know how to say it and it'd be hard to look up a thing that I can't even pronounce. But anyway, so Meg Lee Chin, she is, I believe, a Taiwanese Irish musician, I think. But I think she's based out of England now, pretty sure, maybe, I don't know. Her music is just so raw and good and amazing, and the song Deeper, listen to the entire album. It's so good, and it's a lot of it's a critique on society, and in the 90s, of course, like technology was becoming more and more prevalent and kind of the way it is today, and she talks about like basically like distracting yourself, detaching and zoning out, and just different issues about the world, and I feel like they're even more relevant in this time, which at recording is the end of 2022, and I don't have words, and it's music, so it's hard to translate my feelings about it into words, but please, like, listen to so much of that album. The main song is Deeper, but another that comes to mind is Newtopia. That's like N-U-Topia, Newtopia. It is, if you listen to it, you'll understand why I can't explain why it's so amazing. I could probably write an essay on it if I broke it down, but please go listen to that. Okay, 2 is a musician I love. I had the pleasure of seeing him live for the first time last year, and he is my interior decorating hero, which if you are in alt circles, you might know. I'm talking about, of course, Aurelio Voltaire. My favorite song from him is The Night, and actually, when I saw him perform last year, he performed that song for the first time live. He had like not played that particular version, or not version, he hadn't played that song like at all live before, so it felt so special, and I was losing my mind, and I was like, oops, sorry, my plant macrame got in front of my hand. I got like a little bit starstruck, not gonna lie. I got to like get a picture with him, and I thought I would be like one of those chill people that just like treats them like regular people, like famous people, because they are regular people. Like, I know they don't have special juice flowing through their veins, like everybody's normal, but I got starstruck, and anyway, I'm not gonna go to that more. Okay, 3 is called I Wish I Was a Riot Girl, and it's spelled Grrrl, and that's by Destructo Disc. If you don't really know things about like punk and Riot Girl kind of like music and culture, you probably won't think it's funny. But if you do know things about those kinds of genre subculture businesses, you will think it's a funny song. It's hilarious. It's this dude like singing like he wishes he was a Riot Girl punk, and then he like talks about like fighting people behind the bar with his combat boots, and it's just really great. If you don't care about punk things, you might not enjoy it, but try it out. Okay, the next one is called Transylvanian Concubine, and I love all versions of this song. There's like many remixes, but specifically the Manson mix, and this is by Rasputina. Amazing band, super underrated. That particular album that song's on, but a lot of other songs, the lady sings like she's underwater, but it's also like a haunting, twisted, like Victorian dreamscape, and I don't know how else to explain it other than that. Yeah, basically Transylvanian Concubine is what it sounds like. It's like a sexy vampire, but they sound like they're underwater when they're singing. It's really awesome, like so awesome. Please check out Rasputina. All of these bands, except for a couple that I only know the one song, but I'll probably mention that. But most of them, like, it was really difficult to just pick one song. I just picked like the ones I play like on repeat the most, basically. So anyway, next, number 5. This band is so amazing. I've seen them live too. The band is Mewithoutyou, and probably my favorite song from them is called Disaster Tourism. I get such intense feels when I listen to this particular song. I don't know what it is. The way the guy sings in this particular song, not in like the screamy chorusy part, or the screamy verses, they're not like screamy. It's not like metal. It's hard to explain. Most of these are hard to explain if you haven't caught the theme by now. But the chorusy part, to me, sounds like faraway voices, how they sound when you're dreaming. Like, to me, like, sometimes when I'm dreaming, voices sound like echoey and far away and disorienting, and he sounds kind of like that in the chorus. But it's in a way that's not scary. It's in a kind of longing, homesick kind of feeling. And it's a little bit of like a sad song, but also like kind of gets you pumped. It's hard to explain. Okay, number 6 is Moth Grinder by Salvo. I only found Salvo like a year and a half-ish ago. I really like his music. I like listening to it at the gym. It like gets me pretty amped, but it's kind of like crunchy, like dark trap kind of metal situation. If you like crunchy music and you like trap metal and you like, I don't know, like atmospheric-y dark hop kind of stuff, you'll probably like that. Number 7. This song I literally heard for the first time yesterday. It just popped up on my music feed. I've never heard of this person before yesterday, but this song made such an impression on me that I wanted to include it in this list. The song is called Energy, and it's by Sampa the Great. That's Sampa. Again, I'm going to list these in the description. The vocalist, I believe, is a female. They had kind of like an islander voice, but it was like I don't know how to describe it. I'm probably gonna sound like really uncultured if I try to describe it. I don't know where they're from. I didn't look up any research on the band, but the song, like, it felt kind of I don't want to say spiritual necessarily, because that has so many connotations. It was kind of like a smooth hip hop kind of song with like an Islander spiritual kind of undertone or overtone. It's not really that subtle. It's like all over the song. It just sounds good, and the vocalist has such a pleasing, smooth voice. Like, you want them to be like your auntie that like you go to when you've had a rough day. Like, that's like the kind of voice it was. The next one is it's Russian. I looked up the pronunciation. I think it's Sudno, maybe, by Molchat Doma. They're Russian. This one gets played all the time in those like looped Wednesday Addams dancing videos. But I knew the song before those. I did though. But that band's really cool. They are Russian, like I said, and they have like a new wave, dark wave kind of sound. They sound like they're like an 80s like synth dark wave kind of band. Which reminds me of another band that's very similar, but they're from Turkey. It's She Passed Away, but it's P-A-S-T. They're very similar, so if you really like Molchat Doma, you'll like She Passed Away, probably. Okay. Number 9. Also a foreign band, and I hope I don't pronounce this wrong. It's Mánadans by Kaelan Mikla. I first learned about Kaelan Mikla when The Cure announced their 40th anniversary lineup, and they were like one of the opening bands. And I also like saw a couple articles about them online. They're from Iceland, I'm pretty sure, and they also have like an 80s new wave, dark wave, like synthy kind of sound. I really enjoy it. If you hate that kind of music, then you can ignore the last 3 bands I just listed, but I think they're amazing. Okay, number 10. It's called Tarantulas by Zheani. I love pretty much all of Zheani's music, like all of it. I think she's an underrated artist altogether. She's like not like unknown, like she definitely like tours and stuff, but I don't know. I just think that she deserves more attention, like with all the other musicians that are of kind of a similar genre get like a lot of like tours, and they seem to like release a lot of albums and get a lot of like notoriety. I feel like she puts so much like effort into like crafting her songs. I think she deserves more recognition than she gets. But the Tarantula song was on the album that she just released called I Hate People on the Internet, I think. The entire album is a banger. It's really great. Warning though, Zheani is not for everybody. She does not apologize. She does not hold back. She says exactly what's on her mind. She talks about difficult life experiences she's had before, and that kind of music is definitely not for everyone. But I think it can be very cathartic to hear somebody's story and like just have them get all of the crap out in a song. I really appreciate that she is transparent about her life experiences, and she has no shame and just says what she thinks. Okay. The next one is also one of my favorite bands. I own 2 of their vinyl, and if they were still a band, I would see them live, but they are not still a band. The song is Insect by Switchblade Symphony. Holy cow. First of all, everything Switchblade Symphony makes is so interesting. They, I think I'm remembering this correctly. The band was formed when a composer wanted to meet, like have a vocalist to put together her composition. So it's 2 chicks. And they have like another band that does like background instrumentals, but it's mostly like the 2 chicks. And so they have like this kind of composed symphony kind of feel with lots and lots of sampling. But it's not symphony in like a orchestral, like traditional symphony. It's like, it's hard to explain. I like things that are interesting and things that people have put a lot of time and effort and creativity into, and a lot of those things are difficult to explain because they are not like everything else. But I think Switchblade Symphony deserves all the love, and I'm pretty sure they don't swear in their music, so they're family friendly, I think. I don't know, their music is a lot of storytelling. One of their songs, oh goodness, I think it's Into the Sky, but it might be a different one. But it talks about, like, the sun falling apart and the world ending, but they make it sound so beautiful. It might be a different song title. I've listened to so much of their music that sometimes titles get mixed up, but please check out Switchblade Symphony. Number 12 is Glass Ceiling by Metric. And honestly, that entire album, so good. I think Metric's getting kind of famous now. They got slightly famous for a little while because they had that song that was on, like, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, Black Sheep. And then they have a couple songs, right? They have a song right now called All Comes Crashing that's been on the radio a little bit on, like, Sirius or something. So I hope that they're getting more famous because they deserve all the love. Their music is just cool. It's just really cool rock, and I don't know what else to say. Glass Ceiling is, of course, about the glass ceiling, and I appreciate the musician's perspective in her songwriting. You can tell she's talking about life, but she does it in, like, a vague but, like, beautiful way. It's atmospheric, not in tone, but in, like, subject matter, if that makes sense. If it doesn't, just listen to their songs, you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay, the next one is by somebody who is famous, but I don't know if this particular song is famous now. I'm sure it used to be a long time ago, but it's been like 40 years or something. And the song is Me by Gary Numan. I know, Gary Numan. Did you know he still makes music, and he actually just released an album like a year ago or so? Could have been earlier this year. I think it was last year though. But yes, Gary Numan still makes music. But the song Me, I feel like that song has been sampled a lot and inspired a lot of other music. And if I'm not mistaken, if you know the song Where's Your Head At by Basement Jaxx, I believe they sampled from Me by Gary Numan. I think. I might be wrong. Might be very similar, but I'm pretty sure it's that. Next is 14, which is Worm by Ice Peak featuring Kimdracula. I listened to Ice Peak and I listened to Kimdracula, and when I saw that they made a song together, I was like, legends befriending legends, two worlds collide. And it's great. And the collab really is like, the first half is an Ice Peak song and the second half is a Kimdrac song. And I'm okay with that. It works for me. Ice Peak also did a collab with Zillakami, if you listen to Zillakami. I believe it's called Terrorist. Actually, I know it's called Terrorist, but it's like spelled weird. It's like TRR, whatever. It's probably that way for algorithms. That one is awesome too, and not on the list, but it is now. Okay, 15 is Vanessa with an F by It's Okay to Cry. It is like an electronic song, and it's kind of like a hip-hop song. I don't know. It's, when it comes to like hip-hop and trap and stuff, I don't have a good way of describing like the different types of those differently. I'm sure there's a bunch of different names for them, but I just don't know what they are. But this song is, I don't know, if whatever genre, don't kill me, Playboy Cardi is, it's kind of like that, but better. Don't come after me. And I hope that didn't like turn you off from the song. It's really, really cool. And I'm so sorry I don't know how to explain it better, but that's because it's good. Okay. 16 is Talk About the Weather by Red Lorry, Yellow Lorry. This is also an old song from, I think, the 80s-ish, but it's just really great, and you should listen to it. I think you could classify Red Lorry, Yellow Lorry as a goth rock band. I think that's a pretty fair categorization. So it has kind of like a dark wave vibe, but not synthy, if that makes sense. It has a really consistent pulsing beat, and the song is about, like, you know, all these things are going around, but you're avoiding it. You just want to talk about the weather. And I think that's something, like, a lot of people can relate to, even, like, outside of, like, not romantically, but just, like, I don't know, people in life, you know. So check it out. You might relate to it, even if you don't necessarily like the kind of song it is. A lot of these are pretty different genres, so hopefully one of them you like. Okay. This one you probably won't like, but I love it. And hopefully that's intriguing to you. It's called Speak Maurauder by Cinema Strange. I think Cinema Strange is a band that most people would probably not enjoy, and I think I can say that with pretty good confidence. But I don't think people would not enjoy it because it's not good quality. I think it's really good music. I think a ton of thought has gone into all the layering of the different sounds in the songs, and I don't know how to explain it. It just has a silent film vibe, but it's a song, so there is sound, so it's not a silent film. But just kind of like avant-garde German expressionist cinema, and like Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, Destiny. If those movies were a music, it'd be Cinema Strange. So hopefully that's interesting to you. Okay. Next is 18, which is another Switchblade Symphony song because they're brilliant and they deserve all the attention in the world. And this is Bad Trash. This song always makes me feel better, and that's why it's on here. I mean, it's on here because it's like a really, really good song that deserves more recognition, but also it makes me feel better. It kind of talks about like time passing, and even after winter, like flowers pop up, like when there's trash, like the wind blows it away eventually, like the sun and the stars are gonna be up there, like it's all gonna get taken away. But it's not like a cute like sing-songy song. It's like dreamlike, and the vocalists sound like they're far away but switching like behind you left and right, and there's like just really brilliant composition, and it's just a really, really interesting song, as all of these are, but I have like a special place in my heart for Switchblade Symphony. Okay, we're almost at the end of the list. Next is another Metric song, and I believe it's on the same album that the last one is, and 19 is Empty. It is so good. There's not even that many lyrics to it, but she's just kind of like describing like a night, like I believe it kind of sounds like to me like it's a night at like a shitty bar, but again, there's not very many words. Like the picture is painted in the change in pacing in the song. The like ambient vocals, they're not like words, they're just like vocal sounds, and then she like has a soft kind of like beside herself, like resigned kind of tone to her lyrics in this song, and I feel like it paints an aspect of life that everybody experiences, but not only is it not really glamorous enough to be made into music or a lot of art in general, but it's kind of like sad existential boredom, like ennui with kind of like a mildly depressed tone. I just think it's something that people experience a lot, like not necessarily disappointment, but just feeling kind of empty, not because you've done anything in particular, but just because I guess because of things you haven't done, you know? So check out that song. That was Empty by Metric. Okay, 20. Completely different vibe. I'm pretty sure most people won't like this song. It's like pretty aggressive, like electronic-y metal is what I would say. It's called Spit, and the band is WARGASM. That's War, W-A-R-gasm. So if the name by itself doesn't turn you off, then you might like it. I don't know. It's just like aggressive, like badass girl, like being pissed off. And sometimes you're in the mood, and that's the kind of thing that you need. That's the medicine for the day sometimes. You know what I mean? If you don't, you're not gonna like it. But if you know what I mean, you're gonna like the song. Okay. 21. Last on the list, but it's also one of my favorites of all time. Like the number one, I was like, please, please, please listen to that song. 21, also, please listen to this song. And it's German. I hope I don't pronounce this wrong. I'm sorry if I do. It's In der Palastra. I think on my music, like most played songs, I use it used to be like Google Music, and now it's YouTube Music. Google Music would show you your rankings, but YouTube Music doesn't. So it probably is like my highest played song, but I can't see it. But I know from memory, I've hit that thing on repeat so many times. The band is Sopor Eternus, and the Ensemble of Shadows. I think if you don't like a lot of their music, you would probably still at least like this song. It's very pretty and sad. It's about like being attracted to somebody, but you're just from different worlds and you don't really interact, and they're never really gonna know. But it's not in like in an emo way. It's like a theater, like classic literature, melancholy kind of way. So like you get the feelings out, but you're not like annoying about it. You know what I mean? Okay, I hope you check out some of my 21 songs that are bangers but are probably underrated. I'll probably think of a title that is less jarbly than that. And again, if you made it this far, thank you. And please listen to the first song and the last song if you're only going to listen to some. But hopefully some of my descriptions, terrible as they may be, intrigue you and make you want to check them out. Sometimes what I do when I'm checking out a new song is I'll open it up and I'll fast forward to the middle of the song, and if I like that, then I'll listen to the whole thing. I know that doesn't really give the song a proper chance for the beginning parts that they work so hard to craft, but I don't know. Just think like the middle of the song, the meat of the song. So I'll listen to like 30 seconds of it and I'm like, oh yeah, let's go to the beginning. So maybe you want to try that with some of these. If you're like, this middle of the song makes me scared. I'm afraid. I feel very jarred. I'm leaving. Well, then you're not going to listen to it. But if you're like, yeah, where has this been all my life? Then check them out. Okay. Be kind to yourself. Take good care of yourself. And be kind to other people. Be gentle on yourself. Be gentle on other people. I need to think of like a more succinct way to say that. Because I want people to like remember that, oh, be kind to others. Well, you're others. Like, you need to like have compassion on people. Well, you're people. Like, I don't know. I need to figure out a way to say that better. If you made it this far, thank you and congratulations. And happy National Indigenous Peoples Day. Bye-bye.